talk about this isolation, man.
Quarantine.
Is this like
quarantine check? Quarantine check-in.
We're at month number 2, yeah?
Is this 2 months in? No, it's like it started in March 20-something, right?
Well, we're in month number 2 officially.
Right.
For sure.
The shelter in place?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like early March.
Like,
yeah.
I remember I got laid off.
So it's been like a month and a half.
Like 2 days later. Like,
something like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about what it would be like if this thing went on forever? Like, have you ever... I was watching Vice the other day, and there was a guy out of Chile, South America, and he literally has spent his entire life, 40 years to be exact. He's like 80 now, so half of his lifetime, like legit by himself. And I got to thinking, it kind of fits. I mean, can you imagine if that was us? What do y'all think? Have you ever like spent a lot of time alone? Do you think you could do it? Do you think you would just go crazy?
You know, well, I mean, was this guy like on an island or something, or just?
Well, I mean, I don't know all the specifics, but basically, yeah, he's like 10, 15 miles away from all civilization. Okay. And it's kind of weird. It's like, I was wondering how he actually got anything. I know he's living off the land, but eventually you have to get some things, right? But yeah, he's 10, 15 miles away from anything, from anyone. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I know. He's living off the land. He's a gaucho.
What's a gaucho?
Gaucho is, anyone know? It's specifically something with like raising herd.
Okay.
Like sheep and horse. Don't quote me on that, but it's something along those lines.
Right.
Right?
So he has experience with the land.
Absolutely.
So he can hunt.
Absolutely.
And he's a farmer.
Something along those lines. And
like
he said he likes living alone. It's by choice.
Right.
Yeah.
He don't got no kids, wife?
Nothing, bro. He has like every day set on a schedule. You know, he'll go outside and I guess stare at the ocean and do his gaucho things. And then he listens to the radio to keep up with like politics and news for like a couple hours. He reads. I assume he was reading a lot of the same things, but what do y'all think, man?
You know, forever, that would suck because, you know, humans were social creatures and I feel like we need that. But I do think isolation is good, you know, 2 month, 1 month isolation, you know, where you just are like with yourself, reading a book, kind of getting in tune with nature would be cool, but getting cooped up in a house would suck.
What's the longest you spent alone? I'm not talking about with a partner. I'm talking about like not talking to anyone. Maybe, I mean, it's kind of difficult because we're in society, so you're going to work and things. But let's say besides that, have you ever just spent a good period of time?
You know, I think there was this time, I think maybe 24 hours tops.
Oh, man.
Like,
this guy don't know.
I binge watched Netflix. I binge watched The Office for like a day, maybe 2 days straight. Yeah. And I just didn't text anyone. I was just, you know, going in on The Office.
Justo, how about you?
Yeah.
Like spending time alone?
Yeah.
I'm all about it. I've never had an issue spending time alone.
But I mean,
I love it. I'm such an introvert. It's, you know, it got to a point where like I had to force myself to go talk to other people.
But is this
so I was like, this isn't healthy.
Is this before you got married?
Yeah, definitely. Now now I'm an introvert still, but I'm an introvert with my wife.
Have you ever met someone that is such an introvert? It kind of messes, because I have some friends that spend all their time on their computer and you like I said that on their computer, and their social skills lack. Like, I've seen it. Like, not to name any names, but their social skills are just, at least it's awkward to me. And I think it's like when you don't communicate with people, that is a learned thing. Like talking, that is something you learn. You just don't like not talk for like 10 years and all of a sudden, you know, get thrown into society or go to a party and all of a sudden you can chat it up, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, I always think about people that do homeschool. Like, you know, no offense to y'all that have had homeschool. Yeah. But, you know,
they're a little weird.
Thank you, Justo.
So you need to be around people to develop those like social skills.
Right.
Or else you're just going to be a weirdo. It's hard to even pinpoint why they're weird. They're just a little behind, I guess there's just like cues.
Like social things, you know, that
like not taking a hint. Or like, you know, like if you're in a mood not to talk, they won't catch up on it.
Right.
You know.
Little things that I can't I guess think about or articulate right now because it's so like ingrained in society that would just be normal in a conversation like this. But someone who's been like isolated at home doing school, didn't grow up with public and didn't, you know, grow up in public schools. Yeah. Then they come out and they're like, hey, and people are like, yo, you're weird.
Yeah, you got to put him.
Why are you talking?
You got to put him like in activities, man.
There's also the thing of like just having social anxiety, which I have. I've like me and my wife have like social anxiety. So like being in social situations
makes you nervous.
Makes me super nervous and just
really?
all that kind of, ever since I was a kid. So it's been a long time of training myself on like figuring out how to get around that while still like, being a human.
So after this whole shutdown is lifted, we got to go to the club then, huh?
Oh, I would no. Dude, I hate the club so much. If I go out, I'll go to like a bar. I love a dive bar where I can just sit in a booth, have 2 or 3 people hanging out. We'll have some beers, just talk and have a good time. Clubs, I've been to the club 6 or 7 times my entire life. And because I've been forced to, or like had to do.
You're one of those guys that hates it. I can tell.
Hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Yeah.
The first, I really hate it. It's just the entire thing is bizarre. Like the, just music. You can't talk to anybody. It's all weird, like physical cues or screaming in someone's ear.
That I get, but it's also about perspective. But here's the thing. You guys are blessed because you guys are with someone. You guys have partners. So you guys are going to be, you guys can conversate with someone. I mean, I look at myself and I get anxiety of not having anyone around. It gets a little bit boring.
Are you an extrovert? You seem like one.
Yeah. Like it's like an extrovert. I think it depends on the situation. You know what I mean? But I definitely have no problem. I think it's like mindset, right? When if you think too much and you put yourself in a situation where there's a lot of people, then, it's going to eat into your brain, right? I think it's about like just how you go about it. But yeah, man, like, I don't know if you guys have ever been out of work, but when you're out of work, you're by yourself a lot. At least I am, and it sucks. It sucks because you have no one to talk to get advice from. I mean, part of me just feels kind of loserish because I don't want to see anyone because right now my situation I don't know. I could be saying too much, but I just feel kind of
being alone has an effect on you. Regardless.
Absolutely.
Even like someone who likes to be inside. If you're inside for like 2 weeks not talking to anybody,
bro,
it gets lonely.
I know computer dudes that are like that, and I don't know how they do it, man.
Look, man, humans are social creatures. Yes, you're an introvert, but you somehow found someone that's cool.
Some people are
connect with.
Exactly. And I somehow found myself in careers that involve talking to a lot of people, and like being talkative and talking to people.
So you get your share of like social.
And my understanding of like introvert, it's just a matter of like where you get your energy from, right? Do you feel rejuvenized after staying in at home, or do you feel rejuvenized after going out and talking to people and socializing?
I think it depends on the person, man. But I think it's safe to say that all 3 of us know 40 years, our entire life spending it alone like this guy in Chile. No.
That's definitely not, you shouldn't.
No, there's limits, man. He's
tempting as it is.
He probably grew up like that. It's probably normal.
Before we end it and shift to something else, I do want to say that he chose it because he says that it's less complicated. I kind of get it. He doesn't like complications.
He's giving up. That's too easy. That's too easy.
It could be how he's raised, though, bro.
I mean, yeah.
He's a gaucho, man.
He's a gaucho. I don't think that's the right word. Gaucho?
Yeah, hold on. I wrote it down.
That sounds like gout.
Gaucho. No, gout is like a disease.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No.
It sounds like gout.
Well, he might have gout, and he is also a gaucho, but I don't know. Anyway,
I never heard that word.
I think of rancho. That's not it.
I don't know.
That's like a rancho.
No, it was gaucho.
Rancher.
It was gaucho.